Hello everyone, my name is Shawn Schutte and I'll be giving you a brief summary of the research paper that I wrote for this class. The research question I selected for this paper is, does St. Augustine grass use too much water? The purpose of this research is to determine if St. Augustine grass truly does use too much water. And first I'd like to give you a background on this issue, and then through research determine if St. Augustine uses more water than two other popular Florida turf grasses. And also discuss the amount of St. Augustine produced in Florida and why that's important to this topic. And also the reasons why St. Augustine uses the amount of water that it does. First, some background on this issue. I think we've all heard through media and TV and maybe even from neighbors or friends that their St. Augustine grass uses too much water, that they're constantly having to water it. And a few years ago, Mike Thomas of the Orlando Sentinel wrote an article, and in this article he's quoted as saying, "Grass is destroying Florida, particularly St. Augustine grass." So the media is putting these things out there on how St. Augustine grass is bad. So I decided to kind of research this a little bit more. And also a local county here in Central Florida has been discussing putting a ban on St. Augustine grass to any new development, including homes. This same county actually built a new courthouse, and on one end of the courthouse, St. Augustine grass was applied to that area. I guess some of the commissioners saw that St. Augustine grass was there and actually had the St. Augustine grass removed and replaced with another type of grass. So is there a misconception that St. Augustine grass uses too much water, or is this true? I did some research to find out how much water St. Augustine grass uses, and there were two trials that were conducted by university personnel looking at the transpiration rates of St. Augustine, zoysia, and bahia grass. These grasses were watered and established in pots. Then they were allowed to go into drought stress. The water was removed from them, so they were able to have leaf wilt and leaf firing. And just your transpiration is just the amount of water that the plant loses through its leaves. And the results of these two trials were that the transpiration rates of St. Augustine were similar to zoysia grass and less than bahia grass. And zoysia and bahia grass are very popular in Florida also. After the grasses were allowed to go through their drought stress, they were rewatered, and then they were evaluated on how long it would take them to recover to an acceptable quality. And St. Augustine recovered just as good as the two other grasses after drought stress was removed. And also I've found through many articles that researchers have stated that homeowners just apply too much water. Now to the popularity of St. Augustine in Florida. I found a study that said 72% of the turf grass produced in Florida is St. Augustine. So St. Augustine grass is very popular throughout the state, and that equates to over 38,000 acres of St. Augustine grass. So probably the majority of the lawns in neighborhoods are St. Augustine grass. Why do I think this is important? I think it's important because since the majority of the grass is St. Augustine grass, it may be a misconception that it uses too much water. Why do I say that? Is if the majority of the grasses in neighborhoods were zoysia grass, would zoysia be considered as using too much water? I think just it being popular may have something to do with it. Reasons why St. Augustine uses so much water, as I stated earlier about the popularity of it, and also irrigation systems. EPA says 50% of outdoor water use is lost, and also the lack of maintenance to the irrigation systems. I think we've all seen broken heads, broken pipes, or heads out of adjustment as we drive down the road and the water spraying out into the street or the driveway or in off-site areas. Also watering at wrong times. I think we've all seen irrigation systems running in the middle of the day, in the heat of the day, where a lot of that water is evaporated or it's windy and it's being blown off. One of the biggest things I believe is just lack of education of the homeowner on how to water a lawn. I believe that, since most of the lawns are St. Augustine and the irrigation systems are not working, I think that's why St. Augustine is getting this reputation of using too much water. It's just a lack of education by the homeowner. All right, that was a brief summary of my research paper. Hopefully that cleared some things up for some people. And do I believe St. Augustine uses too much water? No, if it's treated correctly, it will not use any more water than other popular turf grasses in Florida. I believe it's just watered too much, and irrigation systems are using too much water due to broken heads or broken pipes, or just lack of education on the homeowners not knowing how to water their lawn. Thank you.